All right, we back in a Linkin Park rabbit hole. Yeah. Bro, they're crazy. What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus. And today I'm checking out Linkin Park, Somewhere I Belong. I've never seen this music video. I don't think I've ever heard this song before, and I'm here for it. Linkin Park is the truth. Now, in the first 20 seconds, I love how they had some of the synths or keyboard sounds with guitars with the DJ. I'm pretty sure that was the DJ. I always did appreciate how the rap rock thing that popped off in the late 90s, early 2000s included DJs. It was so cool because for y'all that don't know my history, rapper, but I started recording in a real recording studio in 1998. But before that, we had a DJ. We recorded on a 4-track cassette joint in like 97. But we had I was in a group. It was called FOS. It stood for Fusion of Syllables and Focus on Skills. It's really hard to find some of the music. But anyways, that was my origin story. And the group was me, Black Pegasus, MC Strife. We started out as a duo, but damn near immediately we brought a DJ into the crew. Now, originally our DJ was Chemic. He was the one who had the 4-track recorder, and we record stuff with him on tape. But as we went into the studio, and I believe he moved, we started the skinny homeboy, hence the name DJ and I Rex It. Like I wreck it, like I Rex it, but and I Rex it, play on and I Rex it because he's super skinny. It was actually a really cool name. But he was fire. And that was our thing. That was our group. Our group was Black Pegasus, MC Strife, DJ and I Rex it. And then we added on the homie Tommy Wreck. And this was just like, we had this sound. We were kind of influenced by like Gangstar and a bunch of like what you'd call boom bap hip hop, kind of conscious hip hop. Anyways, hearing the DJ, like the DJ was a huge part of the thing in rock music in this specific era. Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, Kid Rock, like all of them had a DJ. And it was super cool to see because that was a fundamental element of hip hop fusing into the rock world. And I always love seeing that. So I just want to take a second to highlight it because you heard it in the very beginning of this. And I don't think it's done as much in 2025. And I think a lot of my audience, being very rock based, sometimes want to boo-boo on hip hop. And I don't know. I just think it's cool that they fused this. And you hear a lot of hip hop fused into rock, you know, from this era anyway. But, you know, I've noticed that in the comics, especially some of the boomer homies, they boo-boo on rap. Like, rap, crap, blah, blah, the same, you know, cliches in the comments. But I'm here to highlight that at least before we start this reaction to Somewhere I Belong by Linkin Park. If you're here for it, like, share, comment, subscribe. Welcome back to the channel.
They tease him a lot, black peas on the spot. Welcome back, 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 welcome back. 40.
All right, let's get this logo down and pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. If you want to check out my family travel vlog channel, awesome. I have a commentary channel where I get a little crazy, Pegasus versus the world. But over here is where we do the music and the music reactions. You want access to the reactions early. There's a link in the description to our membership, gives you early access, big catalog. I update it every day. I don't like people to feel left out. Everything in the membership will get released publicly eventually. But just thank you guys for the support. Huge shout out to all the members on the channel. Let's get it going. I'm watching this from Linkin Park's channel, okay? I know Linkin Park is touring. They added a new lead singer, a female lead singer. So I'd always advise people to go out, check them out, you know, get tickets, support Linkin Park. But most importantly, go back to the original and watch this without me, right? Reactions aren't a substitute for the original. So I'd love for you to go watch this video or, you know, stream the music. And there we go. Let's get it, man. This is Linkin Park, Somewhere I Belong. I think that's a synth. Bruh. Crazy. R.I.P. Chester.
When this began, I had nothing to say, and I'd get lost in the nothingness inside of me. I was confused, and I let it all out to find that I'm not the only person with these things in mind. But all the vacancy the words revealed is the only real thing that I've got left to feel. Just stuck, hollow and alone, and the fault is my own, and the fault is my own. I wanna heal, I wanna feel what I thought was never real. I wanna let go of the pain I felt so long. Erase all the pain till it's gone. I wanna heal, I wanna feel like I'm close to something real. I wanna find something I wanted all along. Somewhere I belong. And I've got nothing to say. I can't believe I did.
Yo, this is crazy, man. Their music, I get it. I get it because every single song is about substance that I've ever heard, and most of it's from reacting here. You guys can tell me if they ever did a party joint, like, we're just gonna have a good time tonight. Linkin Park in the house, and it's mine tonight. No, it's always substance. There's always something here dealing with very important issues. Anyways, Mike Shinoda is a hip hop head, bro. He's a hip hop head. I've seen some of that. I think it was with Fort Minor. Oh man, I'm trying to think of the homies he worked with. They're rappers. I'm pretty sure Mike worked with Apathy, the rapper who's in the Demigods with self-titled. And I rock with the Demigods. They're crazy hard. They're a crazy gangster. Anyways, but yeah, Mike Shinoda is a hip hop head. Now, if I'm being honest, I'm just gonna be brutally honest here. This is just what it is. Mike Shinoda is not like when it comes to his style is very straightforward. Like it's almost like old school rap. He's just like ba da ba da 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 da, and I feel like that is great with Linkin Park in this rock setting, right? If he was rapping like this exactly on on some of the records, I don't know how to say it because I don't want to be disrespectful. It's just he has a basic style, but his style works because I heard a Fort Minor joint where it's just like his production, because I think he produces everything. His production, he just knows how to make it work with him. But if I'm being honest, as like a lyrical miracle guy, a lyricist dude, like it's just very straightforward. You know, it's not all these crazy double entendres and metaphors and punchlines connecting and different word patterns and, cadences. It's just very straightforward. I'm not going to gaslight or, but it works and it's pungent, man. The concept of simplicity is the highest form of sophistication. That's this with this rhyme scheme because he's conveying a message and it's just straightforward. And you're like, oh, I understand this. Great. Awesome. And this concept about somewhere I belong, just that yearning. Oh, man, I'm going kind of crazy right now because this is just the beginning of the song. But anyway, they're speaking from a different place, right? He's like, I want to heal. I want to feel. And this can come from a place where people feel abused, are having mental health issues, all these things, and they want a safe space is what they call it these days, a place where they belong. And how I relate to this is super strange, and I'm not one of these people. I'm not like into identity politics and the color of your skin or race and all that stuff. That's not going to serve you. It's just not going to serve you as a human. It really isn't, being so tied fundamentally to all these constructs that we build. But I say all that to say this. Being biracial, sometimes there have been moments where I was like, where do I belong? Right? Because like I'm, typically I'm black and Mexican, right? But I have a bunch of stuff in my line from Europe as well. So like it is really interesting because sometimes you're like, oh, you don't really fit in the black community. You don't feel it fit in the Mexican community. You don't fit in with the white community. I'm just speaking for myself. But everyone's always been somewhat accepting of me and showed love. But it's just like, it's just, I don't know. But anyways, I relate to this somewhere I belong from growing up. Now, I just take the approach like, be respectful to people, look them in their eyes, shake their hands, be kind, don't be an a-hole. Everything seems to work out with everyone. But when I was younger, I felt this way. Where the hell do I belong? I do not fit in here. I felt awkward. So I really do relate to the lyrics here at some capacity as well, or yearning for that acceptance. Maybe it be among your peers. There's so many different things, but just somewhere I belong, feeling that yearning of acceptance. I would be lying. There's a lot of these people who get on here and just, maybe be too arrogant or cocky or have all this confidence. And to say there hadn't been a time, and some people just naturally just don't give a F. But a lot of people care what people think. They want to be accepted. And I think there's a good balance you need to find, because there is a I don't give a F attitude you need to kind of have to be successful or make it through this life at some capacity. But I do think, all of us yearn to be accepted. Anyways. I want to find something I wanted all along, somewhere I belong.
And I've got nothing to say. I can't believe I didn't fall right down on my face. I was confused, looking everywhere, only to find that it's not the way I had imagined it all in my mind. So what do I have but negativity? Cause I can't justify the way everyone is looking at me. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain, hollow and alone, and the fault is my own, and the fault is my own. I wanna heal, I wanna feel what I thought was never real. I wanna let go of the pain I felt so long. Erase all the pain till it's gone. I wanna heal, I wanna feel like I'm close to something real. I wanna find something I wanted all along, somewhere I belong. I will never know myself until I do this on my own, and I will never feel anything else until my wounds are healed. I will never be anything till I break away from me. I will break away, I'll find myself today. I wanna heal, I wanna feel what I thought was never real. I wanna let go of the pain I felt so long. Erase all the pain till it's gone. I wanna heal, I wanna feel like I'm close to something real. I wanna find something I wanted all along, somewhere I belong. I wanna heal, I wanna feel like I'm somewhere I belong. How long is left? I'm going to let it play before I talk. I wanna heal, I wanna feel like I'm somewhere I belong, somewhere I belong. Bruh. Bro, I'm starting to kind of get it. There is this, Linkin Park had to help a lot of people with the music and the messaging. They probably saved a lot of lives. And so this is why there's this huge attachment to Linkin Park, because the music is freaking phenomenal. Like sonically, I freaking love the music, but the messaging just, for people lost or down and out, this really would comfort you and also help guide you. Like, because imagine going through certain things, abuse or whatever, and then you hear a song like this screaming, I want to heal, knowing that's literally what you feel like. You feel like screaming, I want to heal. I just want to get back to this normal place. And the way they position the lyrics about the way you heal and you letting go of pain and getting to this place, because the place that you belong, first you have to feel comfortable within your own skin. And the way they present it with the emotion in the screaming, singing, because he's actually singing, but he's like belting it out.
I'm like, golly, sheesh. And then even the little ad libs, Mike Shinoda, like reinforcing, like, it's almost like a sprinkle of, hey, you can do this. Also the way Mike Shinoda was rapping and they interweave Chester singing, it gives a little more oomph to Mike Shinoda's rapping. Because when he said negativity looking at me, like, that rhyme scheme is like it's basic. It is basic. Sometimes that's what you need, right? I always look at this and I always make these examples where you have Eminem who's like lyrical, like on some rap god, like his lyrics are crazy. When you fundamentally write down and connect all the meanings, you're like, what the But then when you listen to Tupac, dear mama, even though you was a mama, a crack fiend mama, you was a black queen mama. That is so simple. But Tupac was able to sell it because he also used his voice as an instrument. He kind of sang rap. He like crack. What is it? Crack fiend mama, a black queen mama. It was the way he delivered it. So there's just a lot there. But man, Linkin Park is the full package, bro. And I hope people ain't getting here like I'm like getting on like Mike Shinoda. I'm just not trying to pander and just be straightforward with the way I think and take in the music. But Linkin Park is even more powerful than I thought they were. The more I just listen to and I think this was one of their big records. I don't know. I think the biggest one was a Numb, and then I don't know, like Crawling in My Skin. That could be the same one. I don't freaking know. I get confused sometimes with them. Hold on. This was their biggest one, I believe. In the end, oh my God. In the end, it doesn't even matter. How could I forget that one? Yeah. Anyways, y'all tap in, man. I'm kind of rambling. Linkin Park does that to me. I could have went to one of their concerts. I just wasn't raised in a live music atmosphere like that. I just wasn't. The live music I saw was in church. So I didn't understand, but I'm not going to lie. Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit, because those are concerts I could have went to in my prime, in their prime. I could have went and seen them live as a teenager when they were in their prime, and I didn't. That's probably something that I guess you shouldn't hold on to regrets, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I would have done that. That would have been crazy. Back then, there was no cameras either. Anyways, there were cameras, but not like the access we have now, which would have made the energy and the experience better because you take in the moment different than, oh my God, he moved to the left side instead. Anyways, let me know what I got, what I missed. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ, boy.